This week's episode is brought to you by SAMI Social. SAMI Social will custom tailor your business social media needs. Our certified experts will work with you to develop a custom strategy to best suit your business. From original copywriting to content calendars, photography and videography, and social influencer coverage, we can do it all while keeping it original to your brand and your voice. Visit SAMISocial.com and use code GenBlend for 15% off your first month of social media management. Again, that's SAMISocial.com, code GenBlend for 15% off your first month. SAMI Social, because every post matters.
Welcome to GenBlend, a podcast about bridging the generational gap within marketing, hosted by Infuze.
Hey guys, it's Stacey Devine with Infuze. I'm the boomer in the group, as we all know, and today I have the great pleasure of talking with Dr. Matthew Pye. He's the director of Infuze Video Projects. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you for having me, Stacey.
We're going to talk about video production today, and even though I know that's a really vast subject and we could spend hours on it, we're going to do this in just bites for you. Today, what we want to talk about is the pre-production process. And so, Matt, what does pre-production prep mean to you?
First and foremost, it means answering the why. Why are we making this video for our clients? What are they hoping to achieve? Do they have an objective in mind, or have they just seen similar companies putting out videos and think they need one? So we want to get to the point and address what it is they're hoping to achieve with the video.
We've found that people will call us and want production done. They may say they want live video and they want actors and they want a lot of money behind it. And by the time they get finished with their conversation, we tell them that's probably not what you need. So from that step, once we've established their objective and their why, what are some of the methods from that point that you take?
Once we have that concept really clear, what we're trying to achieve, I'll go out and research the subject matter a little bit more, what our client is like, understand who they are, and then also look at the videos, other videos that may be in the space, in a similar space already, what's been done. Then I also like to go even outside of what's been done in that space and look for other cool videos that provide some influence, interesting things that have been done that we could bring in that make it new and fresh for our client. So it's not just going to be a repeat of their competitors.
Yeah, so it makes it innovative and unique.
Right.
What about scripting, voiceovers, lighting? Any of that come into play in the pre-production process?
Not the lighting, not that early on, but from that concept, that outline, you can start to build out a script, start to envision what this is actually going to look like. So you can start putting together a storyboard. So usually after we have a nice script and we've defined the length of the video, we can start figuring out what shots we need and filling those in. And then you can take it even a step further and animate that storyboard. And again, this really helps your client get a feel for what this finished project is going to look like before you ever pick up a camera. And that way you really nail down, are you aligned with your client? Are they going to be happy with this before a lot of extra costs get involved?
And it's easy to do, huh?
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's as simple as drawing pictures sometimes. It can get as detailed as you want it to get, but it can be as simple as just kind of drawing this out in rough sketches and putting it together in a little timeline and playing it back for them so they see what's happening.
And we have this thing that is somewhat funny to us. It might not be funny to everyone else, but am I wrong in the fact that we hear this consistently? I want a video that goes viral.
Yeah. What does that even mean? Because I can pick up my cell phone and shoot a video of my cat, and it could be dumb luck that it goes viral if the cat's being clever that day.
There's not really a formula, is there?
There's no formula. No formula for viral, but there is a formula for a good video that has a clear message and a story in it.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of our job in it all. So they have a desire. Sometimes they have a vision. Somewhat of our job really is to kind of define that, break it down a little bit, then show them what they're talking about, because sometimes they think they know what they're talking about. And if I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times where they show us a video and they say, I want it like this. And we say, do you know how much that cost?
And usually they have no clue.
Yeah.
Especially when you start bringing people in. If you have extras, actors, it snowballs pretty quickly in terms of cost.
And so with that being said, we feel that it's our job to set the expectations clearly for a client before we get into a project, let alone before we start to work on the project.
Right. And so for some people who aren't familiar with pre-production, this may seem strange, like why do I have to pay for this up front? And ultimately it's going to be a time saver in the end and also a cost saver if we're not going back and having to charge for extra editing or potentially reshoots if this whole thing turns out looking something completely different than what they expected.
So when we set the client expectations, we identify pretty quickly what the potential costs will be.
Correct.
We identify the fixed costs,
We
lights.
outline it, we budget it, and show them on paper what this is going to take to get done.
We do not, I mean, I don't know about other groups, but we do not mark up our lighting costs or any of that. That's a pass-through cost for our clients. Most of what our costs become is time. It's
Correct.
writing a script and refining the script and proofing the script and voiceover talent. And it's very labor intensive.
And then on the back end, eventually when you get to the post-production, all the editing, that's time.
And developing the story. I think
Yeah.
people forget that, we don't just come up with the storyline in 35 seconds.
Right. We've got to go through multiple iterations of all this stuff, make sure it looks and sounds good. It doesn't just sound good to a small group of people, but we want other people to hear it too, bounce it off other people, and make sure it's something that's going to work.
Anything else that you think that it would be important for people to know?
Yeah, I think something that the client should be aware of is that in the pre-production, we might come up with something that's different than what they were expecting. And we're probably going to ask them to have a little bit of an open mind and trust us since we've done this before. So we're taking into consideration their story, their brand, and this is something that we think could be good for them. So just have a little bit of trust also in our process, because it might not look exactly like their competitor's video, which is the video they thought they wanted. We might pitch something very different in our pre-production to them.
Do you think that video production or video today is important for developing business for companies?
I think it's critical. You see video everywhere now. It's all through social media. People aren't reading stuff anymore. They're either listening to it, and even now, less listening, a lot of watching. So it's important that your customer sees your content in front of them.
We're in a society of a lot more people who want to see mobility, visual moving, even if it's almost like a slideshow.
Yeah.
That seems to be very
Movement.
hot right now.
Yep.
Movement.
Yeah, motion graphics, any movement, because it draws your eye in. You see it, you can't really look away.
Honestly, in today's world where it used to be us sitting across the table and having a conversation and a cup of coffee, video develops a relationship today. It draws you in. It causes you to have a relationship with whatever that subject matter is.
Yeah.
And people don't want to sit through 90 minutes of it anymore. They want it in bites, don't they?
Right. Short, like less than 2 minutes. Attention spans are going down. So you have a very narrow window to get your message across. It has to be impactful. Otherwise, people are just going to click away.
Mm-hmm. And we get people constantly who say, well, we want about a 4 to a 5 minute video.
They'll maybe watch 30 seconds of that.
Right. And we advise that. We say, nope, we're not going to do that. I mean, we'd be happy to take your money.
Right.
But we're probably not going to do that.
We want it to be successful too. We want people to have videos that work for them and work for their customers. It's not going to do us any good if we take your money and make you a video that flops. We don't want that.
Exactly. That was a great way to say it. And we really support that. And, it's just like anything in marketing. We talk about, we set the expectations. We like to be clear and direct and over communicate with our clients and with each other as a team. I'm sure the team here wishes I wouldn't communicate quite as much as I do, but too bad. So what we'd like to do, because we love giving things away for free, we're going to put a downloadable together that is the purpose and planning of your video production. It's just a small template. It's a worksheet. It's going to help you get through that process so that you better understand why you're producing a video or want a video produced. It's also going to help you with your budgeting, which we think is important because sometimes there's an unrealistic desire to have a video produced for low cost. And, we also don't have to spend $1 million. This isn't Hollywood.
That's right.
So with that, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Matt, for joining us.
Me.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Visit TeamGenBlend.com to download this week's and all past takeaways and to sign up for the GenBlend email. Check out Infuze Marketing and its subsidiaries DesignFix, GoPresso, SAMI Social, Pix and Post, and Loop Workshops. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.